pandemic has affected every aspect of life, including the performing arts.
Coronavirus nearly dashed the hopes of some graduating UC musical theater students as their trip to meet agents and casting directors was canceled.
But as David Winters shows us, the show must and is going on.
Art, music, theatre. This is what brings us together. But in a time of social distancing, how is it faring? And what role does it play in a society under lockdown?
So coronavirus has, as it has so many other industries, it's destroyed what actors do. For a very long time, our entire industry was shut down because there are so many people crammed into such a tight space when we're working, and then actors are right up in one another's face. And studying acting and teaching acting, that's also an impossibility because people have to be able to see one another. People have to be able to get in close proximity to one another to feel one another's energy, and that just hasn't been possible. Hello, everyone. I'm Keith Flippin, owner of the Actors Place. I've been teaching acting here in Hampton Roads for about 20 years. The Actors Place has been in business since 1991. And overall, this has been a fairly good place to teach acting. The Actors Place has been sort of what we call the serious school for career actors here in Hampton Roads. And a lot of our students have gone on to do projects in film and television, and we're very proud of that reputation. Before the pandemic, we were able to teach acting, in a traditional way, where acting students were working with a variety of partners, and you get a feel for different people's behaviors and personalities and responding to those. You can't teach acting online because you don't have the ability to read someone's body language as well as their face, to stand in front of them and be read by them, because we're all lopped off about here on Zoom, and if you're any further out, you just can't see. You can't see anything. So what we've done is we've transitioned classes from actual acting classes to what I call skill building classes. So I'm teaching things that actors need to know anyway, like online self-taped audition technique, and voiceover acting and dialects, all of these things that people can put into their toolboxes so that when the industry reopens, they have an improved skill to put into work. I thought it was going to be a negative. I thought generally that having to teach online was going to be an adaptation that we all had to make, and that we were just going to have to muscle through until we could reopen again. And the thing that I didn't expect was that teaching online is its own thing. It's a new revenue stream. As a business owner, that's an interesting thing to discover, that you can do something effectively online, but also, I learned that I was still adaptable, that I could still be flexible enough to create new opportunities, as a result of hardship. They say, necessity is the mother of invention. But at the same time, when this is all over, I'm not going to stop teaching online. So it's actually improved, strangely, my business, this hardship. And I think learning that is something I would not have done without this. I know I'm part of a number of discussion boards of theater people, theater teachers, acting teachers that have tried to figure out how to make this work, and everybody's invested in how to keep doing what they were doing, just adapt it to the internet. And I thought that's what I was going to have to do, and I struggled with that. Oh, did I struggle with that when this whole thing started? Because I didn't know. I would extend the existing classes that I had to try and, frankly, keep from having to give out refunds and teach as well and as seriously as I could. And then we were just reached a wall where we can't go any further. And so what I had to do was find new ways of looking at this, come at it from a different angle, use technology a little bit differently, try and provide smaller, more consumable material that people could do in their homes, because they were going to have to do it in their homes anyway when this is over, and keep giving them something that they felt was useful. And so what I discovered was that through having to sort of fight through and figure this out, that innovation gave me tools that I could carry well beyond the pandemic. that I could keep doing this. And that the thing that I was afraid of, which is that online teaching would not only be inferior to teaching in person, but also sort of a waste of time and somehow a distraction. Now that I've had to do it, I've realized it's exactly the opposite. I would say that this is, I would say to other educators in this field right now at this time, that this is not about trying to do what we've been doing. It's about doing what we do best, which is innovate and create, and find new ways to teach maybe not the same thing, but to teach new things that don't just address the technique of acting or the business of being an actor, but instead tap into our humanity and everything we're feeling right now. Because theater and acting have always been a healing art, and people desperately need that right now. And I'd say that's the best way to use this time and our efforts. I miss hugging my students, and I sincerely miss telling them that I love them and meaning it. And it's a weird thing for a teacher to do, but I do say those things because I like to normalize that. This business is tough on a lot of people, and a lot of people are accustomed to it being predatory, having a reputation for that, being competitive. And the spirit I've always tried to foster is that we are a family and we are a community. And if one of us books it over some asshole from LA, then that's a win for us, right? But I miss that sense of family that we create, sincerely. And it's going to be really wonderful to get that back, because you don't feel it online. You just don't. You don't. And also, there's this other thing about watching people change. And it's not just the acting that you see change when you teach acting. You know, people learn to act better, but what they really learn to do is to be vulnerable in front of other people, to let their guard down and realize there's no harm in doing so, and then allow those sort of delicate and vulnerable parts of themselves be exposed, and trust that somebody else can hold that in their hands and not take advantage of it, not abuse it, not hurt them with it. And that's a powerful thing to see people learn. Not everybody gets it, but a lot of them do. And it's a really, I think it's the most important thing that people get out of the classes.